So yeah, Solomon,
Yo,
let's get straight into it, man.
let's
I'm
go,
so
man.
eager. I'm so eager to talk to you because I haven't spoken to you now in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, that's
About this
right.
one thing.
I'm ready for you.
You,
Let's
bro,
go.
you criticized me so much for this. Didn't I tell you about Tottenham? Didn't I tell
What
you?
What'd you tell me?
I told you, bro. This
Yeah.
year is their year, bro. They
Okay.
are so like locked in. Mourinho is so locked in.
Uh,
They're the
yeah.
most informed team at the moment right now. You know, bro.
No injuries.
Tottenham is winning the title this year. Once again, I'm saying it. And again, he had a lot to say, bro, but they showed against Man City. I know you could talk about stats and whatever. We'll talk about it in a second.
Oh,
But
okay.
come
No.
on, man.
Oh,
What a
okay.
win.
Do I
What
have
a
to bring
win,
that
bro.
up?
Bring it up.
You brought
Bring
that
it up.
up. You
Bring it up.
said it. You said it. Stats.
Bring it up.
You
But
saw the
bring it up.
stats. But you saw the
I
stats.
saw it. Yeah. What about it? It was a masterclass.
Was that convincing for you,
It
but
was a tactical masterclass, bro. By
okay,
Mourinho.
fair enough.
Mhm.
I agree with that. But were the stats pretty for them? No, they got dominated everywhere, man.
But it's not about the
That's
stats.
wise.
It's not
Huh?
about the stats. Who won?
Okay, so 1 second. I'm ready for you. All right, hey, is it my turn?
Go
Can I
ahead.
speak?
Go ahead.
Or are you
Go
gonna
ahead.
get? It's my turn, is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. You said something last week that I was just
2
shocked
weeks
about.
ago. 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, wherever. I was just shocked about with Tottenham, and I'm like, what's this guy talking about? You said you like Tottenham. You're convinced about Tottenham because their style of play.
100%.
What's their style of play?
It's their style of play.
Yeah.
Is what it needs to be for their team. That's their style of play.
So you don't have
so-
there's no label on it.
Bro, it's flexible. That's the best thing about them.
Okay.
They're playing a big team. They'll park the bus. They need to play at second. They'll go and attack. And it's taking them a while to get used to. I'm not saying that they're going to pump teams 4-5-0, but what I'm saying is that they're malleable. And there's a lot of experience now in that team. That's why it shows, bro. It shows.
But that has convinced you that they're going to win the league this year. That style of play.
They have probably the
Whatever they,
second
you haven't even got a
team.
label for it, my friend.
It's malleable football. It's adaptive football, bro. It's the football of the future. Unlike someone unlike a certain manager in London right now who just doesn't know how to play. He's playing the same style over and over again. I'd rather have this manager who at least.
But you know
adapts
about
to his
football.
opposition.
But you know about football that every modern manager. Say you're totally wrong. Every modern manager now has a style of play. You know what Liverpool brings. You know what Klopp brings there. You know that rock and roll football. That just press. Then you got the tiki taka over there with Guardiola trying to replicate Barcelona back in the day with Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Arteta's trying to do that. He's trying to put a label on our style. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I must have.
He's trying. He's obviously trying.
I must have missed the.
But yeah. But say I don't agree with what you're saying about in terms of malleable. Man, like that's just a pretty word for saying, like you said, park the bus. They're doing
but it's
anything.
not park the bus.
They're just getting results.
It's bro. They have counter.
The way they play Tottenham, it's not. It's you can't distinguish it. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but you don't have to distinguish it.
But
they don't care.
Does that hold up? Does that hold up?
In
You're only 9 games in. We're only 9 games in, and you're already claiming that they're going to win the title. 9 games in.
Yeah. Why I'm claiming they're going to win the title 9 games in is because 9 games in, right? I don't see any other team making a good enough effort to be like, yeah, bro, this team is really impressing me, right? Now we have Liverpool who are sort of limping their way game by game, getting wins. We saw today against Atlanta.
They won 3-0 against Leicester. That's not limping.
No, but limping in a way where they don't have their back four, but they're getting through it. They're getting through it. Let's be honest here. They haven't really had a proper test yet, bro, you know? But the injuries will catch up to them eventually, right? I mean, today they got pumped by Atlanta 3-0 or 2-0, whatever.
Okay, yeah, they did.
So what I'm saying is with Mourinho, it's the perfect timing of these two entities, right? You have Tottenham with their players, with the experience they have and team that they have, coming together with a manager looking for a bit of a bounce back, redemption type story. And he's thinking, you know what, man, this is it. This is my moment. Liverpool are injured. Pep's having dramas. God knows what he's going to buy in January. Probably another four fullbacks or whatever it is. This is my moment now to step up, and he's stepping up beautifully. He knows that it's a grind, and you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. It reminds me of almost like a Ferguson era team. The way this team is, right?
No, they're not.
No. I'm talking about late Ferguson era. Not the ones. Not a team that was blitzing. But if you remember Ferguson's team after probably after Ronaldo left, I think 2010 season, even the last title that Ferguson won.
Who did they have? But
it was never about. No, but it was never about us. Like, you know, they're gonna blitz you. played 4-2-2, 4-4-2, sorry, 4-2-2. Played 4-4-2. They broke it down. They played every game like it was a must-win game, right?
How did they
There,
break
there
it?
was
Sorry,
grit.
but sorry, one sec. Okay, that's Man United. What point did Tottenham break down Man City? They had 22 shots, Man City. What are you
Bro,
talking
one
about?
second. I'm talking about in this game. Obviously, there wasn't a breakdown factor. This game, the tactical thing was let's hold them out. We can hold them out. They challenged Man City to say break us down.
Mate,
Man City couldn't do it.
you know who they remind me of? They remind me of Leicester City.
Oh,
That's who they remind me of in
That's
2016.
so
That's
unfair,
exactly who they remind me of. They do
No,
remind me of that. Of
no,
course they do.
no, they don't. That's
Mourinho,
probably the dumbest thing you've said, bro.
Mourinho. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Probably top two dumbest
Mourinho
things
does
you've said.
not care about. No, it's not.
All right,
They
top three
played a
dumbest
better
things.
style than Tottenham are playing. They play a better style than Tottenham. Sorry, man.
Who? Leicester?
Leicester City that won the title in 2015
You're
played a
judging.
better style
Okay, you're
than
judging.
Tottenham are playing right now.
As you
Sorry,
said,
and Tottenham got way better players.
as you said, that's debatable. But as you said, they're 9 games in. Yeah, they're 9 games
That's
in.
it. That's
Yeah,
it. Nine
that's
games
it.
in.
9 games in. So the fact that doing this well this early on, when every single other team is struggling to an extent, right? Says great stuff about it. If they can keep this going, get to January, yeah, reinforce like Mourinho will reinforce, like you know how he does. He's gonna buy exactly the player that he needs, right? Like a gritty type. Look at players like Holberg and players like Lo Celso and stuff. They're just gritty type of players that are gonna get you over the line. You know, couple that with the beautiful football that Kane plays, that Son plays, Bell on the bench, Lucas playing on the right wing as well. It's just a great recipe for a team that's going to get better and better and better. And I think going forward, if they can keep this going, this consistency, bro, forget about style of play. They will adapt to whichever team they play against, and Mourinho will develop that grit, and they will eventually get over the line, bro. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, but you get away with that when you got quality players. That's why. You know, Ferguson was able to do what he did with Man United. He had quality players. They didn't have to adapt to one certain style. They adapted to different styles. You think that Mourinho, this thing, what he's doing, is going to hold up? It hasn't held up in the last couple of years for him, though.
Yeah, but then again, he's been supported by management that hasn't really supported him properly, right?
All right, quickly, before we go on, sorry. Answer me this. The first 9 games of Liverpool last year, does that compare to what Tottenham's done these first 9 games?
No, but it's different, bro.
Okay, but it doesn't. So, like, I was convinced Liverpool, but you were convinced Liverpool as well would have won the title after 9 games last season.
But they did win the title.
That's what I'm saying. You were convinced at that time, yeah?
No, because we always thought that Man City was the better team overall.
Okay, but you saw that Liverpool. Okay, but you saw Liverpool. You saw that Man City has faltered in the first 9-10 games last season, and that Liverpool were on. They were on from.
They
the
were
start.
on, and then what did we think? We thought that history will repeat itself. Liverpool find a way to finally, you know what? And then what happened? Liverpool proved us all wrong. The same way Tottenham's going to prove us all wrong. And get over the line this season.
I mean, sorry, but I think Liverpool were way more convincing than Tottenham are.
Of course, though, Liverpool's team was amazing, bro. And again, don't get me wrong. If Liverpool, but if Liverpool have the 11. Right, playing, then it's not even an argument. I think Liverpool win this season hands down. But the fact that Liverpool are just so bro, Van Dijk is a massive piece, bro. Gomez, you know,
not according
COVID.
Hey, not according to Jose.
What do you mean?
He said he goes losing a striker or a playmaker is way worse than losing a defender because the defender can just back up. That's why he said.
But he's right. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying, but for Liverpool and the style of way that they play, the fact that Van Dijk is such a massive part of it. Bro, let me ask you a question. Out of the front 3, Firmino, Salah, and Mane, who was the next top scorer in that team? It was Van Dijk, the centre back. So the amount of goals he brings from corners, you know, his distribution play, whatever it is, set pieces, the threat that he brings. He's not an average type of centre back to be like, all right, we'll just replace another guy, put him there, and put out a brick wall. But 100% Mourinho is right. It's much easier to just fill up the team with players who can just defend, rather than finding a guy who can finish and score. But yeah, it's a different kind of team, different kind of season. It's just an ugly type of season, bro. And it's set up for Tottenham, bro. Just because they're an ugly type of team.
Oh, let's see, man. Let's see. I don't agree. I'm not that convinced. I'm as
Look,
convinced as you.
They got Arsenal into it. I think who do they have this week? I haven't checked.
I got Chelsea then Arsenal.
They got Chelsea this week?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you know what? This is a test now. Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, bro. We'll see at the end of this. Well, Arsenal's not really a test. It's more like a walk in the park.
You're giving us too much credit, man. Okay.
Given Arsenal, yeah, because that's what I'm saying. We're not a test.
Come
We're
on,
not
man.
a test, bro. We're you know what we are? It's like we're a survey. We're not a test or a survey, bro. That's how terrible we
It's
are.
just
All right, moving
disgraceful,
on.
man.
Moving on. So just to finish that off, you believe no title for them? Still with Liverpool?
Well, I'm not as convinced now. I'm not convinced at all yet.
When will you be? When will you say, okay, bro, I'm convinced now?
Maybe 20 games in, 25 games in.
So
See where they are.
20, 25 games in, if they're up there,
If
second,
they're
first,
second or
whatever.
first, okay, you give them. You're obviously gonna say they're a chance to win the title.
Okay, fair enough. And plus,
It's
obviously,
too
injuries
early.
injuries is a big thing as well, and obviously who they buy.
But you said it, man. It's not a normal season. In a normal season,
No.
the Premier League usually gets away. The title gets away from every team, right?
Yeah.
One or two teams get away, but it's not. It's not a normal season.
No, it's not.
How does that logic apply here? It doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Going to be interesting. We'll keep
Oh, of
track of
course
it.
it is. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Moving on. Our next topic of 5+, NBA.
Oh, we can talk
I
about
haven't
that.
spoke
Oh,
about NBA in a long time, bro. Bro,
yeah,
the
I've been
draft
waiting.
happened
Yep,
very
yep.
recently. What was your thoughts of the draft, man?
No, I think top 3 picks. I think people maybe thought Lamelo might have gone first, but he didn't. Anthony Edwards went first. Bit of a weird pick for Minnesota. They need superstars. Those small caliber teams, those small town teams need superstars in their organizations. To attract fans, to attract TV, just to bring a different brand of basketball. And they've got 2 good pieces. I don't know if Anthony Edwards is what they say he is, but good luck to him.
Mhm.
James Wiseman, I think that was a good pickup for the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors. I thought they might have traded the pick or tried to trade for Giannis or something like that, but they went with the pick. And obviously he fills a gap for them at the center position. And LaMelo Ball to Charlotte. He goes to Michael Jordan. Who would have thought, huh?
Yeah. The whole storyline of Lonzo was picked by Magic and LaMelo is picked by
And also
Jordan.
LeVar, and also his dad, man, LeVar. He's been challenging Michael for how long?
Look, I think it's the media hypes that up. I think if you ask LeVar in private,
You know what?
I
It's
think
gonna
he's-
be no, man.
all
He
about it.
came out. He said, he goes, hey, 2 million. He goes pay-per-view, and I'll do it.
Again, he's a showman, bro. He's about getting his brand and name out there. He doesn't.
Who would win, but legit, who would win?
Bro, are you serious? Do you not see? Go on YouTube and type in Jordan, right? And his little the little basketball camps they have, and you see him playing or you see him shooting or whatever.
I know,
against,
but like,
he still kills it, bro.
haven't you? But,
He can still dunk. He can still shoot. Like he can still
yeah,
do all
but
that stuff.
haven't you heard LeVar, man? 1-on-1 never lost, bro. Come on,
Bro,
man.
he-
He's never
what-
lost.
What was his average, bro, in high school? Wasn't it like two points a game or
I think
something?
I think that was Skip Bayless.
That's Pistol Pete,
Um,
Water
Pistol
Pistol Pete Jr.
but in all honesty, but I think that distraction is going to help LaMelo during this season.
What do you mean? The Jordan?
Just
the
the
Jordan
media
LeVar?
talking about, just the whole year they're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're going to go on and on about it, and he can just under the radar.
He seems
preview his game.
different to me, bro. Different to his brothers. He seems. I think.
reckon?
I think what was good for him was seeing what happened to Lonzo, and Lonzo had to sort of, the saying is that the first guy through the wall is the one who gets his, starts bleeding, gets the nose bleeds and starts hurting, and then the other guy sort of walks through, obviously. So Lonzo going through that wall at the beginning. You remember that first game against Pat Beverly. Beverly being in his face, and the amount of hype that there was, the Lonzo shoes, and then that big baller brand shoes that came out, and then he switched to the Nike deal, and then will he play with LeBron, and then Magic being involved.
So much
and
talk, so much
so
talk.
much drama, bro. And he's a young
Yeah.
kid. He's a young guy.
But his dad put that on him.
He did. They did, and we,
Yeah.
as great as he was of a father in terms of getting him there, a lot of distractions, bro. So then once he got sort of away from that, we went to New Orleans and sort of got away from that. Things calmed down a bit. He even had his own reality show, if you remember.
But they still got it. They've still
What's it
got
called?
the
Balling
reality show
Around? What's it called?
going. Balling around.
Ball in the
Family.
Family. Balling Around's a pretty good name too.
Is that your
Uh,
one? Is
That's
that
my
your
one
reality
coming
show?
out. Coming out on Sci-Fi. Ball in the Family. So a lot of distractions. Now this guy's come in. Even I saw his interview on ESPN. He very straight, no smack talk, nothing. Look, I'm happy to be here. I'm gonna try my best, this, that, whatever. So he seems like he's learnt a lot from his brother, and I hope for him, for his sake, he pushes on because he has all the tools, bro. He has all
You
the
gotta,
tools.
yeah,
to be a
you got to
good
remember,
player.
You got to remember, he went a different route than his brother. His brother went through the college route, and he got kind of forced to go in the international route. So he's
Yeah.
been playing against men since he was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
In Lithuania, and then going to Australia as well. Like, it's not the best competition, but he's a small body, still prove that he could play and be the number one player on that court.
Yeah.
So for me, even going through the media as a young kid as well,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably something Alonso avoided.
Yeah.
He's gotten used to it, man. He's matured more, obviously, than Lonzo did.
Hey, and even while he was here, there wouldn't get any controversy talk. Didn't get in trouble.
No, it's
None of
just
that.
down
He
to
was
work,
just, he was just playing,
and obviously he saw what happened with his brother, his middle brother, Leangelo, in China,
yeah,
stealing, got a dope, cost himself a career.
He did.
But he's seen, like you said, he's seen all that, and bro, he seems more mature. And his dad said he's the most talented out of all of them. So let's see what he does.
Let's see for his sake. Hopefully he does well. And we'll talk about Charlotte as well a bit later about how they've been going. With Wiseman, I feel like Warriors, because obviously the talk was they're gonna trade or whatever it was, that trade the pick or whatever. I feel like they that center position has always been, I think ever since Bogut left, they've always been looking for someone to sort of fill that gap. And I feel like it was a big, as great as obviously the Warriors were with Durant and everything else, they missed that. Like Curry missed that pick and roll piece that he used to have in Burger, And I feel like now they've thought, you know what, let's bring someone in who we can sort of, grow within our system and really make the type of center that we want to make. They filled it up with JaVale McGee and they tried DeMarcus, he got injured and whatever it was. But they really want to make someone now from their system to be able to play their style of basketball. Because as we know, Curry's getting older, Clay's getting older, Draymond's getting older now. They're going to need someone who can sort of take a bit of the weight come a couple of years down the track or whatever. So they're going to sort of build him up now, get him a three-point shot maybe, and really, really develop a Warriors type of center.
Well, there's no pressure on the kid, He's number 2 pick, but he's going to a setup where he's not the focal point. Mm-hmm. So that helps him a lot. And unfortunately, Clay's gone again for the year with the Achilles injury. But
it's ugly.
It's ugly, but if he comes back healthy with Curry and he got Draymond, he can just float around and do his thing. Doesn't have to worry about carrying the team. Doesn't have to worry about anything like that. Down the track, eventually he will. So in terms of his development, it's perfect setup for him.
100%. Just try fit into the system. As for Anthony Edwards, I don't know, man. We were talking before. You were saying they should have gone for someone else. You didn't think they needed?
Probably should have gone. No, it's not that they didn't need him, but they probably could have gone with LaMelo. I think LaMelo is the most talented. LaMelo is the kid that if you say who's going to become a superstar out of this draft, it's him. Who's got the most potential to become a superstar, become an all-star, become an MVP candidate. It's LaMelo. And they went with him. He's probably a good place. He's a good player, but does he have that superstar quality in him? I haven't seen it. I haven't heard about it. We'll have to see. Again, it's just a wait and see.
Again, that's most of these rookies have to wait and see. Bro, trades. What the hell's going on in the NBA, bro? So many trades, bro. And I think the team that everyone's looking at is the Lakers. And for me, bro, Lakers and Clippers, obviously, they were the two teams last season. And bro, the Lakers are killing it in the free agency, bro. Absolutely killing it. Marc Gasol is one. They added who else? The point guard.
What's his name? Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder. They've added Dennis Schroeder as well. And Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers.
Shock. Yeah, that's a shock.
What the hell's going on?
Apparently, no one wanted to play with LeBron. I thought no one wanted to play with him. No one wanted to jump in.
And everyone's trying to jump on the.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, Montrez was 6th man of the year. Let's not forget.
Yeah, all right. Maybe. So now all the Lakers fans are going to be, bro, forget him, Montrez. Yeah,
no. But what I'm saying is, he went through a lot of shit in the bubble. Like, people forget that. His mother died or grandmother died. He didn't want to be in the bubble. He didn't want to play there. So his mind wasn't even in the game then.
Mm-hmm.
But to lose that, someone who's kind of like the heart and soul of your team, he was part of that. With Patrick Beverly, they were the dogs, man, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were the rough ones.
They were
they were going to come and clean you up.
Mm-hmm.
For him to go to the Lakers, something's wrong there,
That's
man.
big.
Something is wrong there, the Clippers, bro. That's
I think, bro, most of the talk outside the camp coming out was no leadership. No one's speaking up. Kawhi is perceived as that, but he's not that type of guy. He's not the type of guy that's gonna take you to the
No,
side and be
of
like,
course
"Hey,
not.
bro, this, that, or whatever." He's just the way he leads is through his actions. He's gonna come on, do the best that he can, train as hard as he can, whatever. And
And
I
tell me
think
this part. And tell me this part. Are you gonna listen to Paul George? He's the other option. Are you gonna listen to him? Because
no
I wouldn't
way,
listen to him.
no
You know,
way, bro, no
bro.
way,
Come on, man. That's a
no
joke.
way. That is a joke. Yeah, nah. It was just a dysfunctional type of team. And
Shit to him.
I mean, they re-signed Clippers re-signed Morris to I think a three-year deal was, and they
Yeah,
signed someone else.
they paid the Morris brother on the Clippers, and they lowballed the Morris brother on the Lakers.
Did he
But he'd
has he come
stay.
across?
No,
Both
no,
of them.
he's staying. They both stayed in there. Well, one got paid, one didn't.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Yeah. So again, yeah, Lakers are just 2 steps ahead. LeBron is just 2 steps ahead, man. Once again, and he's looking at other teams now. I mean, we'll move on to now teams like the Rockets, for example, who are also in a really weird place. You don't know if they're rebuilding. You don't know if they're challenging. Westbrook and Harden, from the beginning, we've been told it's not a personal thing. They still love each other, but don't want to play with each other. Harden wants to go. Westbrook wants to go, but none of them are getting traded. Cousins has been bought in to the Rockets, so that looks like, again,
what's that gonna do for them?
what's that about? But
But
yeah,
they sacked their coach. Yeah.
mhm,
So they've obviously wanted to, and they've hired a rookie coach. So that tells you what direction they really want to go in.
yeah.
And then they've sacked their GM, who's been there for a long time.
Did he
and
leave or did they sack him?
They sacked him.
They sacked him. Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I think he stepped down maybe, but like
Didn't
regardless,
he leave
it would've-
didn't he leave to the 76ers?
he went 76ers.
Uh-huh.
And then again a rookie GM. Like that's if you're going in that direction in your front office, then what is that telling the players there? They're going
Yeah.
through they want to go through a rebuild because it hasn't worked.
Mhm.
Whatever they tried, the small ball, experiment didn't work. They've gotten
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
They want to go back to a bit more traditional basketball.
Mhm.
I don't blame Harden for wanting to leave. Everyone else took off. All the big players wanted to take off. They all took off.
Mhm.
Why not him? And Westbrook, I mean, again, it was just an experiment. Was it going to work? It was either a championship or bust. That's the way I saw it. And they've seen that too. And I think they're entitled to leave, man. They will leave. I think eventually they'll leave.
Where do you think it should go? I mean, I've heard Brooklyn Nets is obviously one destination.
Who,
Another-
James Harden?
James Harden, I've heard 76ers as well. Is on the table. Where do you think it should go?
If James Harden goes to the Nets, they're the favorites. Because if you're linking up James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, three of the best top 5 shooters, maybe, along with Clay and Steph.
Mhm.
I mean, arguably. I mean, that's ridiculous.
That is.
That's
But
a
isn't it a bit
ridiculous.
who's taking the shots? I mean, Durant
Maybe that's
needs-
not their. Maybe that's not their go-to because look who their assistant coach is there with Steve Nash. It's Mike D'Antoni,
Mark D'Antoni.
and he doesn't coach defense, bro.
You're right. He doesn't
They're
coach
try-
defense,
Bro, they're
but-
trying to score 200 points there. I'm
I'm
telling
saying-
you.
I'm saying, like Durant needs 20 shots a game, 25 shots a game. So does Harden.
Yeah.
So does Kyrie.
I mean, how are you gonna?
How do you?
How's that gonna work?
Yeah. How does that
That's the
work?
fun part, isn't
For
that the
me,
fun
for-
part? Figuring that out.
It is, but for me, I'll rather he goes to 76ers, bro.
I wouldn't say no to that either.
Simmons, Harden. But the thing is, then they might have to give up either Simmons or Harden to get
Oh, you
sorry,
mean
Simmons or Embiid,
Simmons
sorry.
and Embiid,
Embiid to
yeah.
get Harden.
But look, they won't do it, and they know they won't do it. And the fact that they've put, 76ers have made some really good on the low key trades. They brought in.
100%.
They finally got rid of Al Horford.
Al
that big
Horford's contract, yeah, 100%.
They brought in shooters for once to
Mhm.
help out Simmons
Yep.
and to help out Embiid. Like they're making really good moves, clearing up cap
Yeah.
space, obviously for a reason.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, if Harden doesn't want to be there, bro, and his contract's running out, you think you're going to keep him? Like, you think, like, you want to get something back for him, right?
For
Got
sure.
to get something back,
for sure.
picks or something, bro. So they can't keep him forever if he
No,
doesn't
they
want to be
can't.
there.
No, they can't. What about Westbrook? I've heard for Westbrook, New York Knicks is destination. I've heard Charlotte.
I'd love to see him go New York, man. I'd
Yeah,
love to see him go
this
New
box
York, bro.
office, once again, Knicks
Just,
being.
yeah, bro. Just bring a
Mm.
bit of help there, a bit of light there, man.
Yeah.
I don't like their management, bro. It's been talked about for a long time, but man, to say New York at least a bit of relevance there, he'll easily take them to the 8th spot or even more above, bro.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
East
he
isn't
would.
that strong, man.
He would, yeah.
Look at Toronto. They've disintegrated. That bro, the only starting player from the 2019 NBA Finals team is Kyle Lowry. The rest are gone.
Yeah, Ibaka. Before to mention, Ibaka went to the Clippers.
Ibaka's gone to the Clippers.
Ibaka's at Clippers now.
Gasol, like you said, went to Lakers.
Went to Lakers,
Kawhi's
yeah.
at the Clippers. Danny
Mhm.
Green's gone to I don't know where the hell he went after Lakers.
He was 76ers. That's not Danny Green.
Oh, so he's ended up there because he was
So-
in about three other. He was in
Yeah.
three other teams. So
Yeah,
whatever.
it-
But
it's-
like I said, man, the East
right?
isn't that. The East isn't that strong, man.
I'd love to see him at Charlotte because I feel like Charlotte's really working on some sort of a little project up there. Whether it's this Last of Us
Westbrook.
yeah, because whether it's his Last of Us documentary, Last of Us, what am I saying? What's it called? Last Dance, Last of
The
Us.
Last Dance, bro.
That's a different topic. Last
People gotta be
Dance.
searching these documentaries, bro.
Last Dance documentary. Whether it's got into because that came out this year. I think people forget. It came out this year.
It feels like an age. Bro.
It does. Feels like
a long
ages
time, bro.
ago, bro. So Jordan maybe got a bit of a push and said, you know what? I've been a bit of a shitty GM. A bit of a shitty owner. Sorry. Let me now start, pulling my way and like I mean, Ball with Westbrook, Hassan Whiteside now is at Charlotte. Gordon Hayward has gone to Charlotte now as well.
They could look.
That's
they
not a
could make
bad
the
starting
playoffs.
five, bro.
Obviously, they could make the playoffs, but again, like Jordan finally for the first time got a pick right. I mean, I forgot to mention that at the start. For the first time in his ownership, I think he got a pick right.
Mm-hmm.
So look, like you said, bro, Charlotte could make noise. I don't know.
They could.
They need Liangelo, bro. Bring Lonzo, bro. Then they win the title, bro.
That's what Levar said. They wanted to play
Right.
together. One last thing before we move on. The Bucks, bro. Man, if I'm the Bucks, this one annoys me. If I'm the Bucks, yeah, my superstar player, my once in a generational type of player, has told me, I need help. You get me help, I'll stay. He said that openly to you. I want to stay. I want to be a part of Milwaukee. I want them to win the title with me. Just get me players so I can achieve that. How do Milwaukee get it so wrong, bro? How? I mean, they got Drew Holiday, right? Which is a great what's it called, acquisition. He's gonna be a great point guard, great defensively as well, right? But how do you not go out there and get someone like Chris Paul? How do you let Chris Paul go to the Phoenix Suns? Someone who's so experienced, or a great point guard, who's gonna be there, right? How do you let someone like Gallinari, who's gone to where's Gallinari gone?
I went to I'm pretty sure was that Atlanta? Yeah, I think
Atlanta Hawks. How do you let someone like Gallinari, who's again another great, he was I think 5th in terms of spot up threes, last season. How do you let someone like that out of your side? How do you not fit the team around this guy, bro? Why are you failing? Like, why are you failing, bro? Bogdanovic. The mess that happened with him.
Yeah, they tried it.
They tried it, but then the tampering mess happened with him. Like, what the hell's going on, bro? Why aren't they not? Are they waiting till next year? What's their deal?
I mean, look, it's hard. Who the hell wants to go to Milwaukee and play basketball? If you got all these other options, you got LA, Miami, New York. Who the hell wants to go to Milwaukee? True. I mean, unless you're really unless you're gonna win a title, obviously, like, who the hell wants to go there? And like, at the end of the day, people aren't convinced. I think players aren't convinced that he's gonna stay. I don't think they're convinced he's gonna stay, man. The fact that they've given up, they've taken the biggest risk, man. I know Drew Holiday is a good pickup, but man, to give up that many players, that many picks, 4 first-round picks, 2 future first-round picks, and 2 additional swaps, all right? To give that up
for Drew Holiday.
No, but to bet that Giannis is going to stay, that's, I don't know, man. I honestly do not know. They should have focused on free agents, man. They should have got free agents in, man.
Mentioned
no trades.
I remember you mentioned a while ago in one of our previous shows, you sort of mirrored the journey that LeBron took with Cleveland, and Giannis took with Bucks. Ultimately, them leaving and LeBron finding success with Miami, and how you thought that Giannis would have to do the same thing, because it's just not going to happen. You talk about, like, who wants to come to Milwaukee, and that was the same narrative that was being planted for LeBron. Who wants to go to Cleveland? Who wants to play in Cleveland? And then after he went and won a title and came back, that's when people wanted to come and play with LeBron, because now he's won the title. You're a born winner. So you're a proven winner. We'll come to Cleveland for that. So
but But like, I don't say Giannis.
I sort of see the same thing like you're saying with Giannis, is that he might need to go win somewhere else first, and then come back to have people say,
I don't think he'll come back. I don't think he'll come back, man. No way he'll come back, bro. If he goes to Miami, he's staying there for life, bro. I really think so.
"Really?
Who the hell wants to leave Miami? Like LeBron's different. The LeBron had a connection because he was born in Cleveland, man.
Mhm.
He was born in Akron, like just south of Cleveland. Like that was the connection there. That's why he went back.
Mhm.
And LeBron is bigger than, no offense, he's bigger than the game. He's gonna be bigger than the game. I think he already is.
Mhm."
Bro, I don't say Giannis having an affinity. Like he's from Greece, bro. Like he's
But he's foreign though,
you
bro.
know what I mean?
These foreign
I know
players.
Milwaukee looked after him and all
That's
that.
what I'm saying. These foreign players, they get
But if-
really attached to their teams, bro. Think about it, man.
But if you've given up that, like when LeBron left, Cleveland didn't give up any picks. Yeah, like they got Kyrie Irving the next year. You know what I mean? Like first pick. Like I feel like that Milwaukee might have sold their future, man. Honestly.
Maybe.
And that's the issue, bro. Like, I know he wants to stay, bro. But man, if there's a better option, why wouldn't he go? And I think he's gonna go, man. I think they had. Do you think Milwaukee's better off right now than they were in the playoffs? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
They're gonna finish the same.
But my head was I was shaking my head when they last season got rid of the president. What's his name? Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, I thought you legit meant like the president, bro.
No. Malcolm
the
Brogdon. His name was the
organization,
president. That was his nickname and thing.
Ah,
Malcolm
Brogdon. Yeah,
Brogdon.
but that's not even like that. That's
No,
not even
but
like.
that's not a thing. I'm saying, but the intent, right? He's a good player, bro. A really good player to have.
Yeah, okay,
And
but
to
like
get rid
if
of
you're
him
not,
was
yeah,
just like,
that's
I
the
get
thing.
that.
What's their intention, man? Like, what is their intention? You know,
Mm.
they're a good regular season team, but they don't got the players that are going to push for the playoffs. Like
Maybe-
Drew Holiday isn't enough, man. Drew
Mate.
Holiday is not enough.
So you know what? I was gonna say maybe Harden, but the fact that Giannis and Harden really don't like each other.
Come on, man. You serious, bro?
That's what it takes out of the thing. Maybe
Come
Westbrook.
on, man.
What if Westbrook comes?
I don't know. That's more likely.
But you need more shooters. They need shooters, bro. They don't need more guys going to
Yeah,
the
they would love that role, man.
Who?
Yeah, Westbrook. Anyway,
All right, moving on. Thanks for that. So moving on to something a bit different, something that we've never spoken about before on this podcast. UFC.
oh,
Bro,
okay.
We're UFC fans, right? I've been watching for maybe 2 weeks or so. We've been diehard fans for 2 weeks. No, I was joking. We've been watching for a while now.
You probably watched. You probably die hard more than me, but yeah.
Yeah, probably. Khabib, bro. This
Yeah,
Khabib
obviously.
thing, I think, hit everyone differently, and he was different things to different people, and it took a while. I'll admit, I was one of the guys that sort of jumped on that bandwagon when he sort of became mainstream, the whole Conor McGregor fight, when that happened or whatever. And recently him fighting Justin Gaethje, saying, you know what, I retire, I made a promise to my mom, all that stuff. And then just the other day, we saw a photo of him. He put up a photo on Instagram saying, see you soon, Dana. And now the world's going crazy thinking he's back. He's back. 30-0, he's going for 30-0. He's going to fight GSP, might fight Conor, this and that, all this talk or whatever. What do you think, bro? What do you think? Do you think he'll come back? Do you think there's space for him, room for him? For a return?
Obviously, there's always space for him, bro. Money talks, my friend. Money talks.
Mhm.
Right now, bro, he's sad because his mum, he's promised his mother. Obviously, man, like, his dad just passed away. He's emotional right now. He needs a bit of a break. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And look, man, eventually he's going to get the okay. His mum's going to say yes. He's going to come back and fight. He's not going to come back for Conor, but I'll guarantee you that. I'd be shocked if he came back for Conor. What's the point?
Mhm.
I didn't get that. JSP, I heard. Yeah, JSP. But JSP's like 70, isn't he? Like,
He's
you know
old,
what I
man.
mean? Like, is that legitimate? Or are they talking about like the UFC
old.
game on the Xbox or PlayStation? What
No,
are they
that's-
talking
bro,
about there?
Bro, look, GSP after the Khabib fight, he said he was surprised that Khabib obviously retired. He said, but he was interested. He goes,
No, of course you would be, bro. The money's gonna be there, but again,
Yeah.
money talks.
money talks. And he said that I'd be, if we were to work out a weight where we could both sort of meet at, I wouldn't go down to his weight, he said, because it wouldn't be fair because he's just too seasoned in that weight and GSP hasn't fought for a long time. So he said, look, if there was a middleweight we could agree on, I'd love to go ahead with this, But obviously he retired, and I disagree, bro. I think for mine, I think he's done. I don't see that return thing. I know emotional decision, this and that, whatever. Father passed away and everything. I really think, bro, he's a man of his word. He's a different type of man. He's a man of his word. What he says is what he does, what he believes, and I just don't see him coming back. I think the tweet was maybe regarding coaching or maybe regarding something else that we don't know. But I just there's no other, like you said, there's no other fight besides the GSP fight that makes sense because he's literally beaten everyone. I agree. He won't come back from McGregor. No way. He won't give. It's not about the thing. He won't give McGregor that light or that fame to be like, yeah, come one more time against me. And I feel like he's done. And even if you're saying he might change his mind, say he changes his mind in 2 years. By that time, GSP is too old. It just wouldn't be a fair type of thing. So I think he's done, bro. I think that's the last time.
Like when he's saying man of his word, I mean, like he's keeping his word to his mother at the end of the day. He's not keeping his word to himself. I don't think he wants to retire, bro. But I think he needs a break, and he's using that thing about making a promise to his mum to say, hey, listen, I'm gonna have a break now. I'm gonna have a break for a year. I honestly think he'll come back. Why wouldn't he come back for 30? He knows he can do it.
He doesn't need to.
No,
Just
but like what I'm saying,
money,
what I'm saying is, bro. Yeah, okay, but maybe the money's too good. It'll set him and his whole extended family up for life.
But
like, you don't know what the situation he's in. I get that.
He said that.
I get that.
It's just, for me, it's about legacy. It's not about money.
I get that. So, but okay, if it's about legacy, then 30-0 is really enticing, right?
But 29-0 is pretty good too, right?
Okay, it's pretty good, but 30-0 sounds way better. 30-0 sounds way better, man.
Bro,
Undertaker
Undertaker came back and he got slapped by Brock Lesnar, bro. So maybe we should keep the streak alive. You never know. Vince McMahon might jump in.
Come on, man. What's wrong with you, bro?
Look, for me, he's good. For me, I don't want to see him back.
Why not? I'd love to see him back. He'll win. He'll belt everyone. What are you talking about?
You've done enough, bro.
All right, bro. What are you, media manager, bro? Yeah, move on, man. Bro, this guy, man.
And I think you've done enough, bro. Thank you very much.
Sympathetic, bro.
Don't come back, bro. Just stay. That's the thing. Everybody wants it, right? But
I hope he comes back and belts you. Say that to his face.
If I'm the 30th fight, then fair enough. But I'm saying to you,
I'll take the fight.
There's no the reward, risk is too big. It's bigger than the reward here.
No.
If he loses,
no, it's not. He wouldn't lose, but
one sec. But if he does, it's a fighting game. Punches chance. Anything can happen.
Sorry, but who's gotten close to him? Who the hell has gotten close to him?
He loses right.
But
if he sits out for 2 years and comes back and trains and he loses, which can happen, right? It can be a bit, what's it called? Not fresh or whatever it is, right? That's gonna destroy. That he's done. That legacy is done, bro. Again, we're joking about the Undertaker, right? And wrestling is did we get it? It's all made up, whatever. But when Undertaker lost that WrestleMania streak against Brock Lesnar, it was done. The last 20-0, whatever it was, didn't matter. It just didn't matter anymore because you lost.
Has anyone gotten close? Please explain to me. The last couple of fights, has anyone gotten close? No. So the risk is not higher than the reward. The reward is higher than the risk. That's why he could come back. No, man.
That's why we're allowed to disagree. We're allowed to disagree. But I disagree.
But you got to know what basis is it? Undertaker, bro. Get the hell out of here.
The basis is the risk is greater than the reward. The risk is way, way, way greater.
No, it's not.
What are you going to get? Oh, Habib, you're the greatest. 30-0. Oh, my God, you're really the greatest now. Bro, yeah, I was.
It does matter to him. Legacy matters to him.
He's got the
recognition matters to him.
Legacy's done. Even in 10 years, we're going to say 29-0. Habib Nurmagomedov. No one's going to get close to that.
Could have been 30-0. Yeah, we would have said.
No one's going to say that. No one's going to say
could have been 30-0, man.
If you say that, then
could have been 30-0, man.
You're an idiot if you say that. Anyways. Good first talk on UFC.
Yeah.
Moving on. Once again, guys, 5+, our new show here. Talk about 5+ topics. Gotta remind them, bro.
5+, baby.
NRL, National Rugby League.
Serious, bro. I just finished that the other week, but I don't talk about it. It's crap.
No, I want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it.
Of course you do, bro.
Of course I want to talk about
this guy.
it. As a Queensland fan, I really want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. When did you start going for him last week?
No, actually, please. I've been going for...
I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear.
I still remember Sean Timmins kicking that 40-meter field goal. Yeah. And Billy Slater running back. That's right. He's a Washman and Queensland losing. I still remember that, bro.
Did that hurt you back then?
Oh, badly, bro. Badly.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Yeah,
Sean
keep going.
Timmins, the flop playing for the Dragons. See, I know.
Can he start?
And question my...
Yeah, start gloating quick.
Okay, so I won't gloat. All I'm going
Start
to say
gloating.
is this was the biggest. I want Chaka Skip Bayless here. This was the biggest choke job, right? Biggest upset of Origin history, bro. And Delhi Cherry Evans said it best, you know, on behalf of the worst Queensland team ever, you know, thank you very much, or whatever he said, whatever the quote was, you know, because it really was. How did New South
Yeah.
Wales choke this, bro?
Because I said it from the start. I said it from the start of this series. I said when there's expectation on New South Wales to sweep, it's a never good sign. It's never a good sign when that happens, bro. Because it never happens. New South Wales aren't an elite team, bro. They're not like they're not they're not bloody Queensland of 5 years ago. They're not. You're not compare them like that.
Mhm.
But I'm sorry, man. They had good enough players there. They had good enough players to win that series. They lost the series in game one at the end of the day.
Okay, so what
That's the
happened?
truth.
What's the reason? Who are you blaming? What's
Bro.
the blame?
And who do you blame? But look, at the end of the day, I said for game three. I mean, in game one, the halves didn't step up, man. At the end of the day, Cleary played a poor game. Everyone blamed Luke Keary. It was Nathan's fault. All right, but that happens. That's normal. They should have taken advantage of the dominance they had in that first half. It was only 10-0 at half time, right?
Mhm.
The third game, I said the most important matchup is the forwards. All right, the forward packs. New South Wales got put on show. They got smashed, man. They did not put up a fight against the Queensland forward pack. They had no right to do that to them. They had no right, man. All right, they had debutants. They had young guys playing there in that forward pack. They had people they wouldn't even pick usually, bro. They got swamped as soon as and then when Tedesco came off, they got exposed, bro. Hard.
Mhm.
They got exposed, man.
Do you
They
think
had
New
no
South
fight in
Wales?
them, New South
Do you think New
Wales.
South Wales? The main complaint I'm hearing is New South Wales went for names and not positions. They tried to get all the
I-
names that they could in there,
All right,
whereas
but
Queensland went for
if
positions.
okay, I get that, but still they're picking plays in form at the end of the day, New South Wales. All right, they're out of position and all that, but again, it's no excuse, bro. They should not have lost this series. I don't care what anyone says. They should not have lost this series, New South Wales. There is no excuse, man.
Do you blame the
Names
coaching?
or not names
Do
or
you blame the
whatever.
coaching? Do you blame Brad Fittler?
I can't look. Obviously, a little bit of blame goes to him because, man,
You
it's hard, bro.
but you got
It's hard, bro, to say that because
you gotta yeah, sorry, you gotta who's gonna take the blame? Name
who takes the blame? Yeah, of course,
who's
you got to take a
getting
bit
the
of blame.
axe? Who's getting the
Look,
axe? Who's taking
Brad-
majority of the blame?
Brad's got to take a bit of the blame because again, he had other options and he could have used them. And look, at the end of the day, he can't fault him. He trusted his players. Bro, you got the top three Dally M standings in your team. The top three, what do you call it? 1, 2, and 3 in the Dally M standings. And you've got a good enough 5'8" in Cody Walker. You had good enough forwards. Bro, Queensland were the ones that had the injuries, not us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Look, the only mistake that I think that I said it again before the game, I said it again. New South Wales should have put it back on the bench for game 3. They should have put Pappenhausen on the bench. He was fit. He was ready to go. He's in form as well. Bro, just chuck him in there, bro. You never know when you're going to need him. Look what Harry Grant did for Queensland in his debut.
Man of the match, bro.
Bro,
Wow.
the 4 debutants on
game.
Queensland's team, the
Mm.
4 debutants had a bigger impact than New South Wales' 4 best players. That
Yeah.
says something, bro.
100%. Look, for me, I think the last 3 or 4 plays summed it up perfectly. You know, the fifth tackle options for those guys, for New South Wales, sorry, were terrible, bro. We had a bomb put up. We had a weird grubber put in. Bro, they went to try to get a dropout, knowing that time 40 seconds was going to be taken off the clock. Just their fifth tackle options, bro, were very weird. I think
Didn't make sense, bro.
Inexperience sort of showed. And it's
But they
tough,
shouldn't
bro.
be. But they say I disagree. They should not be inexperienced, bro. You've been in these positions before. You remember game 3 last year? It was 20-all. You made a decision in that game. You threw the ball out, and you got something out of it. You won the game on the bell. Like they've been in these positions. There is no excuse.
Yeah.
Collectively they got to take the blame at the end of the day. Everyone's got to take the blame at the end of the day.
Would you
man.
ask Brett Fittler for next year's Origin or no?
No, man. The guys brought in the passion again for New South Wales. He's brought in that, we lost it for a long time, bro. And you can't blame him. But the thing is, I think we got to start maybe picking or start trusting young guys. For the first time, Brad Fittler didn't want to trust young guys to debut and put on a show for him. You know, he did that. He did that from the start. That's what I respected about him. He was debuting Latrell Mitchell. He was debuting James Roberts, Addo Carr, those guys in 2018. He gave them a chance and they proved it. You know, we kind of rested on our laurels this time. We said, okay, we got good enough players. Goes back to your names thing a bit, to be honest. But they should have trusted the young guys to come in. Look what happened to Queensland. 11 debutants or something, 12 debutants. They all did their part. Look what happened.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's going to be interesting next year.
Move on, man. I'm over it. I'm over NRL.
Fallout
Just
is.
move on. Just move
See
on,
what the
bro.
fallout is next year. It's going to be interesting.